giving you guys a review of the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. For today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts and review of the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, as well as a dupe for this palette in case you're looking for something that is more affordable, or another option just in case the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette is not accessible to you. Okay, so first things first, I talked about this in my recent Get Ready With Me. I did a quick look using this, but that was the first time or second time that I'd used it, so I didn't have as much experience with it, and now that I've had it for a couple weeks, I can kind of tell you guys my thoughts and kind of my conclusion with this palette. I actually did buy this myself from the Too Faced website. Of course, the palette comes in a tin palette, which is fine for me. The closure is also magnetized, which kind of keeps it together. That's not annoying. And the colors look like this. I will show you guys some close-ups so you guys can see as well. But essentially, the shades kind of range from a more natural, neutral brown kind of hue, and then it progresses into some peach pink colors, and then here at the end you have kind of more your plummy colors, which I was pleasantly surprised with because I think that that's such a pretty combo. I always kind of go for, you know, browns, purples, and peaches. I feel like they kind of look good on everyone's skin tone and eye color, so I like that they have a good array of those colors. Now, one thing I do have to say right off the bat that I noticed is obviously the scent to this palette. I actually don't like the scent of this. I find it kind of nauseatingly artificial smelling. Like, it doesn't smell, let's just put it this way, it's not the best peach smell I've ever smelled in my life. So now overall, the eyeshadows in this are really, really nice. They're all very smooth, they go on very pigmented. Like I said, I don't have a lot of experience with Too Faced palettes, but for this being my first one, I was very happy with the quality of the eyeshadows and how they look on my eyes. Now, that's pretty much my quick review for you guys of the Sweet Peach palette. Would I recommend it? I would recommend it if you're kind of looking for something that's a little bit different than a neutral eye palette. I definitely say you can get some good neutral looks with this. Definitely get a nice smoky nighttime look. You can get a nice light, practically no makeup eyeshadow look with this, so that's really nice as well. Now, before I get into the bulk of the video, or should I say the pit, peach pun, I just want to let you guys know that if you're here in this video for the dupe that I found is not a perfect dupe. I will explain why I think it's a good alternative. I'm just using the word dupe meaning alternative, so yeah, but just keep in mind I'm not saying that this is a perfect dupe, nor am I saying it's like exactly the same product. So let's go ahead and get into the dupe for the Sweet Peach palette that I found. Now, of course, you guys know me, I always like to find Asian beauty dupes because I have viewers all over the world, and I know a lot of times what's accessible to us here in the United States is maybe not accessible to people in other countries, and they might be able to find Asian beauty products more easily than they would be to find something from the States. So the dupe that I found is actually from Holika, and this is the Pro Beauty Personal Eyes palette, and the one that I have is in number 1. So they have two different versions. The version that I have is number 1. And as you can see, there's a significant size difference between these as well as the number of eyeshadows. So in the Holika one, there are 10 eyeshadows, and in the Too Faced one, there are 18 eyeshadows. So there's 8 more eyeshadows in the Too Faced palette. However, keep in mind that the Too Faced palette is $49 US, which is pretty dang pricey for an eyeshadow palette, and the Holika one will run you about $20 US, just depending on where you buy it. Now, I have to say that the Holika one is a good dupe. Here's my kind of like little asterisk and saying is a good dupe, but it's a good dupe for those of you guys who are interested in the neutral shades in this palette. Some people might not even touch any of the purples or, you know, the Bless Her Heart, which is the more olivey tone color. So because of that, I would say that the Holika one is a good alternative. For those of you guys who know, you probably won't be using those shades. The tones in here kind of match the kind of purplish, brownish hues on this side and the peach hues on this side as the Sweet Peach palette does. I think you can definitely recreate looks with the Holika palette that you would essentially achieve with the Sweet Peach palette, which is kind of why I think this is a good alternative. If you feel like you would buy the Sweet Peach palette and then you'd end up using only the neutral palettes, then I would definitely recommend getting the Holika one. Now, the eyeshadows in the Too Faced palette, I would definitely say I like more. However, I have to say that the matte tones in the Holika palette are a lot less powdery than the ones in the Too Faced palette. Now, if you try kind of like the more matte colors or the matte colors in the Too Faced palette, you kind of see them kind of kicking up dust, which is a tendency that most matte eyeshadows have. However, in the Holika one, I feel like I like the mattes in this more so than I do the Too Faced one. Also, a big difference is that the Holika one, this color here at the end is actually not an eyeshadow, it's more of a sticky base. You can either use it as kind of a cream eyeshadow by itself and you get kind of like a, you know, milkier type of color, or you can use it underneath the eyeshadows to make it look more pigmented. So that's kind of my 2 cents about the Too Faced, another pun, Sweet Peach palette, and that's kind of my alternative dupe for the Too Faced palette. So is this the perfect dupe? No, but like I said, I hit some points that I think explain why I think it's a good option if you're looking into this and you tend to stick to the neutral shadows anyways. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful in case you were looking into either palette, you were looking for a comparison, you wanted to see a couple looks using the palette. And because I pretty much close out every video the same, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!